Ever wonder why after a night of intense pleasure? Sometimes the last thing you feel is peace. You're wired, restless, maybe even a little empty. We chase pleasure, we grab for it, we think it's the key to happiness. But what if that pursuit, especially the instant kind, leaves us more agitated than satisfied? Today, we're going to talk about that strange, unsettling feeling after a moment of intense gratification, the one where sleep feels impossible, and your mind races because maybe, just maybe, your soul is looking for something far deeper than temporary highs. If you've ever felt that post-pleasure void, that gnawing sense of, is this all there is? Then stick around. Because by the end of this, you'll understand why that happens, and more importantly, how to start filling that space with something that actually helps you sleep soundly at night. You know the feeling, right? That moment after the incredible meal, the thrilling win, the passionate encounter. For a brief, intoxicating period, everything aligns and you're buzzing. But then it fades. And often, what's left isn't contentment, but a strange kind of restlessness. A hum beneath the surface that says, okay, that was great, but now what? It's like hitting the ultimate snooze button on your deeper self. For a while, the intensity of the pleasure drowns out everything else. Your worries, your anxieties, your nagging questions about life, they all go quiet. But they don't disappear. They just stand outside the door waiting for the party to end. And when it does, they rush back in, often with more force than before, because you've just proven to yourself that another fleeting sensation didn't fix them. Think about it. Have you ever had an amazing night out? Tons of laughs, great company, maybe a few drinks, and you get home, drop onto the couch, and instead of feeling relaxed and ready for bed, your mind just spins. You replay conversations, you overthink interactions, or you just feel this low-grade anxiety about tomorrow. That's the whisper. That's your soul saying, hey, thanks for the distraction, but we still need to talk about the important stuff. It's not about judging the pleasure itself. It's about recognizing its limits. It's a powerful temporary fix, but it's not a lasting foundation. We live in a world that constantly sells us pleasure as the ultimate goal. Buy this, eat that, experience this, and you'll be happy. And yes, pleasure is a vital part of life. It's a signal, a reward, a way our bodies tell us we're on the right track for survival and thriving. But we've gotten tangled up in the idea that more pleasure equals more happiness, and that's where the trap springs. Imagine a hamster on a wheel. He runs and runs, exerting all his energy, feeling the rush of movement, but ultimately, he's not going anywhere new. That's a bit like continuously chasing fleeting pleasures. Each time there's a burst of excitement, a momentary high, but it's followed by a return to the starting line, often with a little less energy than before. The novelty wears off, the dopamine hit diminishes, and you need a bigger, faster wheel to get the same thrill. This isn't just about sex, though that's a powerful example. It's about anything that gives us an instant, intense gratification without requiring deeper engagement. It could be endless scrolling on social media, binge-watching shows, impulse shopping, or even constantly seeking external validation. These things give us a little hit, a temporary escape from boredom or discomfort. But they don't build anything lasting inside us. They don't solve the deeper anxieties. They just paper over them for a bit. And when the paper peels off, the anxiety is still there, sometimes even stronger. Because you've just spent time and energy on something that ultimately left you feeling empty. So if pleasure isn't the answer to lasting peace and contentment, what is? Our souls, that deep intuitive part of us, aren't looking for quick thrills. They're looking for meaning. And what exactly is meaning? It's not always easy to define, but you know it when you feel it. It's the sense that your life, your actions, your very existence matters. Think of meaning as the bedrock upon which genuine fulfillment is built. It's about connection, to yourself, to others, to something larger than yourself. It's about purpose, about knowing why you do what you do. It's about growth, about the struggle and triumph of becoming more. It's about contribution, about leaving a positive mark, however small, on the world around you. Consider the difference between a delicious fast food burger and a home-cooked meal you spent hours preparing for loved ones. The burger is instant pleasure, satisfying in the moment but quickly forgotten. The home-cooked meal? It's an act of love, effort, and connection. The satisfaction lasts longer, not just from the food itself, but from the experience, the shared laughter, the feeling of providing. That's meaning at play. It's in the process, the intention, and the lasting impact, not just the fleeting sensory experience. Our souls aren't looking for endless dessert. They're looking for a nourishing feast that sustains them. Here's the tricky part. The bit society often wants us to ignore. Finding meaning isn't always easy or pleasurable in the moment. In fact, it often involves discomfort, struggle, and sustained effort. Writing a book, raising children, building a business, learning a difficult skill, working through a tough relationship. These things are filled with moments of frustration, self-doubt, and sheer hard work. They aren't always fun in the immediate sense. But here's the paradox. Those very struggles are often what forge meaning. It's in pushing through the difficulty, in learning and adapting, in showing up even when you don't feel like it, that you build resilience, competence, and a profound sense of purpose. When you finally achieve something challenging, the satisfaction isn't just a fleeting high. It's a deep, resonant hum of accomplishment that settles in your bones. It's a lasting sense of, I did that. I pushed through. I grew. Think about an athlete training for a marathon. The early morning runs, the sore muscles, the exhaustion, these are not inherently pleasurable. But the meaning derived from setting a goal, committing to it, overcoming physical and mental barriers, and finally crossing that finish line, that's something that stays with them. That gives them a story, a sense of capability, and a deeper understanding of their own strength. Pleasure is often about immediate gratification. Meaning is about delayed, deeper fulfillment that comes from earned experience. So how do we make this shift? How do we move from unconsciously chasing one fleeting pleasure after another to deliberately seeking out meaning? It starts with a simple act: awareness. Notice that restless feeling after the high. Don't immediately try to fill it with another distraction. Just sit with it for a moment. Ask yourself, what is this feeling telling me? The next step is to cultivate introspection. Spend time reflecting, journaling, or simply being quiet with your thoughts. What truly lights you up? What problems do you care about solving? What skills do you want to develop? What kind of person do you want to be? These aren't questions with easy, instant answers, but the act of asking them begins to orient your compass towards meaning. It's also about reevaluating your priorities. Our society often values what's fast, shiny, and immediately gratifying. But meaning is often found in the slow, the steady, the sometimes unglamorous work. It's in the consistent effort, the deep relationships, the quiet acts of service, the pursuit of mastery, and the courage to live authentically. It's about choosing experiences that build character and connection over those that simply provide a fleeting buzz. It's about understanding that the quality of your sleep, and indeed your life, is less about how much pleasure you experience and more about how much meaning you create. One of the most powerful pathways to meaning lies in contribution and connection. We are social creatures, hardwired to belong and to make a difference. When we engage in acts of service, when we genuinely help others, when we foster deep, authentic relationships, something fundamental shifts within us. The focus moves away from what can I get to what can I give. And ironically, it's in the giving that we receive the most profound sense of fulfillment. Think about the difference between a superficial social media interaction and a heartfelt conversation with a friend going through a tough time. The former might give you a fleeting sense of being connected, but the latter creates a deep bond, a feeling of being truly seen and valued, and the profound satisfaction of having been there for someone. These are the moments that build meaning. These are the experiences that settle your soul. Meaning isn't always about grand gestures. It can be found in small, consistent acts. A kind word to a stranger, volunteering an hour of your time, truly listening to someone without judgment, tending to your garden, creating something with your hands, mentoring someone. These aren't always pleasurable in the way a fancy dinner might be, but they leave a lasting residue of purpose and connection. They weave a rich tapestry of life experiences that tell a story of contribution, a story that your soul can truly rest easy with at the end of the day. So, how do you start designing a life that speaks to your soul's desire for meaning? You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. It's a journey, not a destination, and it starts with small, intentional steps. First, identify your values. What truly matters to you? Is it creativity, family, service, learning, honesty, adventure? Once you know your core values, you can start aligning your actions with them. If creativity is a value, perhaps dedicate 15 minutes a day to a creative pursuit, even if it's just doodling or writing a few lines. That small, consistent act aligned with a core value will feel more meaningful than hours of mindless consumption. Next, cultivate deep relationships. Invest time and genuine effort into the people who truly matter to you. Put down the phone, look them in the eye, and listen. Share vulnerability. Offer support. These connections are the bedrock of a meaningful life. Finally, seek opportunities for growth and contribution. This could be learning a new skill that challenges you, volunteering for a cause you believe in, or even just taking on a new responsibility at work that pushes you outside your comfort zone. The key is to engage with life actively, not passively consume it. When you engage, you're building something, and building is inherently meaningful. These acts, big or small, are like setting down stones on a path. Each stone adds stability, purpose, and a sense of direction, eventually leading to a life where, after a day well lived, your soul feels genuinely settled and ready for a truly restful sleep. We've talked about that curious restlessness that can follow intense pleasure, a signal that our deepest selves are craving something more profound than fleeting sensations. We explored the pleasure trap, the endless chase for momentary highs that ultimately leave us feeling empty. We uncovered what the soul truly seeks, meaning, purpose, connection, and contribution. And we discussed how meaning often comes from effort and discomfort, not just ease, and how we can start shifting our focus from sensation-seeking to significance-seeking by understanding our values, nurturing relationships, and actively contributing to the world around us. What's one small, meaningful action you can take this week to feed your soul? Maybe it's a deep conversation, learning something new, or helping someone out. Let me know in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to build lives that truly resonate. And if this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more conversations about living a deeper, more meaningful life.